Zeri's open, Dagda. And I wonder if IG are going to try and take this away, get it from JackeyLove, who has been favoring it recently.
Oh, I mean, it's actually going to be the Zeri kind of taken open. Like, I think JackeyLove has been a bit unfortunate with the way that the meta is gone. Like, Jinx, not exactly a champion that you can kind of like pop off. Well, you can't pop off, but it's very kind of linear gameplay. I will say for JackeyLove, who wants to be able to kind of go a bit nuts, it feels like Jinx isn't exactly the champion that you kind of have that freedom to go for. So, trying to put him back on that maybe what top esports are looking for here. But for me, I'd love to see them go towards something like a Kai'Sa that we've seen come out as a counter to Zeri, the Tristana for JackeyLove as well. These could be two big picks for that bot side.
I was going to say it's left open and available. He's picked the Draven commonly against the Zeri, but the Tristana has been played a couple of times by this man. So we'll keep an eye out to see what top esports go for the third rotation. For now, it's Tian's early jungle. Goes past the HEcarim, which has been favoring even the Lee Sin as it's banned away. Is going to be the third most picked here for the top esports jungler, while on the other side, Shun gets the HEcarim himself. So Dagda, we are just going for comfort, standard meta junglers for both teams.
Yeah, and this is where you kind of look and go, right, maybe we do actually look for some sort of lane bully here for top esports in the mid lane. I was actually going to say potentially the Ahri, but it looks like Yuekai wants to make sure he gets his hands on that, because the thing is with a HEcarim has very little mid-jungle kind of synergy, or at least, you know, the ability to play through that strong mid jungle. So if you can actually lock in yourself something that can do well in that role, you can actually cause a lot of issues for IG. But taking the Ahri away, great solid blind pick, nothing that really struggles against it, and gives that little bit of wiggle room for HEcarim to hit that level 6.
But then we come back to what you were talking about before. Tristana locked in for JackeyLove. Dagda, you got it. You got a strong 2v2, and top esports once again going to try and take it through that laning phase.
Yeah, and the big thing is that you've got a ton of push now on this bot side. So I'm curious to see what the plan is here for top esports, because Wayward can get counterpick in that top lane on over5. Realistically, I think what you want to try and do here is like ban away mid laners for IG that can do well against Yuekai in this mid lane. Even trying to like think like the Blanc taken off the board. Ryze is already gone. Maybe you get rid of stuff like an Orianna or a Syndra as well, because we know what Night Syndra's like. And then you can try and have kind of shut down a lot of these pushing lanes for IG, because you already know your bot lane is going to struggle.
Yeah, there is. And with double support going through as well, I just like the fact that top esports are like, hey, let's get rid of some of the follow-up, some of the dive ability that IG can push through. And in reverse, we're like, there is so much pick potential already there. LeBlanc, a nice ban against Knight, but Dagda, I want to remind you, Knight has 14 unique champions in the mid lane. This is going to be a hard one.
Yeah, I mean, you can, even if you don't want to go for like a strong pushing lane, Knight could just go back towards the Viego.
Okay. Like,
you have a lot of, this is pretty much a dive composition here for IG, so something that is able to hold its own in that position is really what I'd be looking for. Syndra can do that because she can kind of disrupt that dive. Vex is another great opportunity just because you've got so many dashes on the Ahri, the Zeri, even just being able to like fear away the HEcarim as he goes for these engages. So, I mean, Knight's kind of like looking for the anti-dive, but I mean, top esports right now, their composition's really good against the dive comp that IG have. Like self-peel and Tristana, super long range. Now you've got this Vex that's able to take care of herself. Even Viego as well, having the ult to either like escape or go in aggressively. So I really like what top esports have drafted so far.
And I really want to start talking to you about what happens in the bottom lane. Again, when we finish draft Dagda, we can go down that rabbit hole, but you wanted to see IG draft in a general direction. You wanted to see that Zika was going to set himself up. We get someone absolutely fabulous. That's a beautiful 2v2 I'm ready to see, Dagda. And already it seems like IG have a general direction that is going to be able to survive those dives.
Yeah, I mean, the Taric just works super well with the dive. You get the shields, you get the invulnerability, you also get the ability to like follow up on the CC that the dive has. And I really like the Camille because it kind of fits into that like pseudo split push, pseudo team fight style, because you can lock someone up, which right now I think is the biggest problem for IG. Is like there's just so much maneuverability on the top esports side. Like needing to lock down that one target is going to be really important, and Camille can now do that. Answer though for top esports, we'll have to see what Wayward does. We said that Wayward is super good when he's able to get that counter pick, and you can see him hovering between the Jax and the Fiora. It's a case of whatever one he prefers.
Oh, whichever one. Let's just take the matchup. A fun top lane to be had to finish it off. Dagda, as we see Lucas lock in his absolute niche of the Taric, run me through again what IG plan to do here, because you already started telling me there is a lot of dive, a lot of all in.
Yeah, all they want to do is get to fights and jump in on top of things. So you've got like Ahri is going to be able to move forward with the charm. You've got HEcarim is going to be dashing forward, and you've got the Taric to follow up on both the Ahri and the HEcarim and the stun from the Taric as well. And that just enables Zeri so well. Like the ability to get this short range AD carry with the movement speed into those fights. And even then you've got Zika, who at least can play some side lane, but is definitely going to be more team fight focused because the counter pick and the Jacks. Like this is where it's a case of like lock up someone with Zika, follow up a Shun, demolish them with Yuekai and Wink, and then see if you can follow through that fight in that style. Whereas when you look across at top esports, I mean, if they can get rolling in the early stages, there's just no stopping them. Like, JackeyLove has a ton of pressure on the spot side. You've got the ability for Knight as well in these early stages, kind of pre-level 5 to start looking for roams. And then you've got the late game kind of insurance of Wayward in that side lane. But a bit of a weaker 5v5, I will say, just because Wayward just won't bring as much of that instant knockdown as Zika can bring to the team.
But I like that. Get it rolling here early for top esports. A team that likes to play towards their early game. Dagda, I'll be looking at the JackeyLove lane with a bit of razzle-dazzle added into it. Because with Lucas, remember, this guy has played Taric throughout his career. It was the nice little pocket pick that he would pull out from time to time. And he is 11-3 on it throughout his career. 78% win rate after 14 games is not something to scoff at. This is one of his big ones, and Luke is going to show us how it's done in game number 1, where it's all on the line for Invictus Gaming as well. This is their elimination series. If they lose this, say goodbye to spring. They'll have to come back summer. And it's been a really rough one, to put it at that, Dagda. IG have been revamped, but not recharged. You know, new mid laner, new top laner. Shun is left alone as Nani no longer playing in the starting roster. Wink and Lucas, yes, the bottom lane reignites and reunites. But it's not enough here for IG as they go up against their nemesis of recent years.
I mean, the entire IG roster just feels like it hasn't been able to figure out what the hell it wants to do. As you say, like, Nani was topside. Yes, we have Yuekai now, but there was Mole only literally the last series. You look at that bot lane we've had. Xiao Yuji, On, Wink. Like, they still aren't sure how they want to try and play those bot side. So I think it's been a lot of chopping and changing for IG, which makes it a hard split for them to really kind of solidify what they want to do. But it feels like this kind of going back with Yuekai in the mid, Zik in the top, Wink in the bot, feels like the style that they want to play, where it is a bit more split push orientated. But that is a tough one here, where you've got Wayward on this counter pick. You haven't really got full control over those side lanes. Now, Yuekai is running the TP, so maybe a 1-3-1 is on the cards, just trying to play through the fact you have that extra teleport summoner spell, but we'll have to see as we start to go forward.
Yeah, we will. Again, you talked a lot about what happens if top esports get rolling in this game, and it feels like it spells doom. For Wayward here, nice little trades coming across, and we're going to keep looking at the top lane over and over. Dagda already let you know about the counter pick, and we've seen a lot of Jacks versus Camille on the LPL. And a lot of the time, Jacks get those items, and then he's hell on up, and Camille tends to be in a bit of trouble. And Dagda, I want to bring it back, because for top esports, there is a lot of measure. There's a lot of pressure put here on JackeyLove and Mark, considering they got the Tristana counter pick. They wanted to play this into the Zeri, and it's a lane that they know quite well.
And it feels like they're already going to be set up, because if you look over Tian's path, it is full clear from this top into bot side.
Good
so
point.
Already trying to give those resources towards them. Although, as I say, that Tian's kind of going, hang on, no, I want to look for an invade. I know I'm stronger than the HEcarim level 3. And usually we see HEcarim's trying to double clear, so it goes low, but Shun's only doing one camp.
Yeah, he is. And spotted out by Tian, now running on in. Who wants the smite game? It's resetting, though. That means Tian is going to have to start this one up again if he wants to continue. But Knight's moving over. And look, meanwhile, up in the top side. Good trades here from Wayward onto Zika. The precision protocol comes through and everything's okay. But Tian still in the face of this HEcarim. The smite goes down. It was successful here. But Knight walks in first. Ignite down. First blood given over to Yuekai. IG want to bring pain, and top esports, they aren't going to get the same game. Straight out with the Orb of Deception. It's IG who benefit in the start of the game.
That was super messy from top esports. Knight was there, but didn't know which way he was supposed to walk around to get to the camp. Does he try and go to the bot side to cut off Shun? But Shun had already cast that ghost, so it's very easy for that HEcarim to just run away.
Yep.
And it means that then you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. Knight stuck around for too long. Yuekai comes across, and now that mid lane matchup, 2 kills for the Ahri. It's an absolute disaster. You see it here. Like, Shun had popped the ghost, so for Knight, he didn't know which way he was supposed to go. He doesn't know if he's supposed to be trying to cut off the escape path from the top side, or if he's trying to set it off from the bot side. And it means that there's just so much time here for Yuekai to come across. And unfortunately, with Shun not going down quick enough, you don't get the reset for Tian. It means that Yuekai, double kill now. Level 4 versus level 3, but it is level 4 now, just hit for Knight. But that big old gold lead is going to make this mid lane matchup a living hell for Knight.
I mean, he has a lost chapter. It's a lost chapter at 4 minutes in the game. Absolutely absurd when Knight has to go through that laning phase. Tian spotting out the ward and trying to path around it for now. Wants the little pick onto Shun and double down on this play, Dagda. I mean, I could see this happening, and I can see that Shun is now going to get caught out. Ghost was used before. Tian with his flash available, but he manages to escape. But Tian should have a bit of jungle priority after the fact.
And it felt like this was kind of the better side for Tian to invade anyway, because you have bot lane push, you have the mid lane push for the moment. This is where you should have been able to kind of play around Shun, like wait for your next rotation of camps. But Shun now moving back towards the spot side. Look at Zika though. Completely giving up on his top side. He's here to support Shun.
The wave is pushed up on the opposite side, so it won't matter. Tian going for the dive on top of Yuekai, but the hook shot, wall shot interrupts Tian. Flashes forward as well. Yuekai's out again, and Zika, that is the earliest roam of a top laner I've seen in a while.
And this is so good from IG. They've been really coordinated in shutting down these early plays from top esports. And we said this was how top esports like to play. You know, look from push through mid, look for these invades, make the life a living hell, especially when you've got the advantage in that skirmish matchup between the HEcarim and the Viego. But now, you're 3 for 0 in kills, essentially, with all that's gone on.
What's going on with like the underdogs today? First RA smash Wayward Gaming. Now an early game from IG that's looking clean. A sharp 1k gold lead, and look, Wayward might have a massive wave after Zika went for the roam, but look at what it got them. It picked him up a kill. It gave Yuekai more mid-pro. He's now level 6, and Shun is invading off the back of it. Dominoes, Dagda, they're falling down, and IG managing to set them up perfectly.
It's just great play from Zika. Like, he's not really going to lose out on too much here with the path that he takes. It's just here for the safety of his jungle, and also, just as it works out, his mid laner as well. And Yuekai, some miracle he's able to survive, and the Ahri passive as well coming through there. You heal off of the max health of the person you kill.
Yep.
So it means that that last auto attack from Knight isn't able to take down Yuekai.
I mean, beautiful stuff here. Top esports. A bit of a rough early start to the game, Dagda, and you talked about them needing to get off to what was a convincing lead, right, in this first game with the comp they're drafting. We're getting around some of the neutrals as well, and it's going to be an interesting point to go down that rabbit hole continuously because JackeyLove, Knight, Tian will have their ultis, and they do feel like they have a massive amount of impact in the face of these next couple of neutrals.
But the thing was that JackeyLove was supposed to have a ton of pressure. But if you've just lost 2 fights in the enemy jungle, it makes it a lot more difficult for you to feel confident to push up.
Yep.
And you're seeing that in the kind of the CS is still even. There hasn't been any turret plates kind of been threatened at all. And even IG now invading on this top side, they're going to get away this red camp. So it's all well and good that you can try and play aggressive. But
Okay,
better find a
there's
way.
the response. JackeyLove with the rocket jump into melee range. He gets the buster shot, meaning reset. Top esports just trying to make something happen while they're losing so much in the other side. As Herald's about to spawn as well, 20 seconds. Note that JackeyLove and Mark still haven't left, but IG now deeper than ever in the enemy jungle top.
And this is... Kind of back it up, but this is one of the things that I find kind of curious about top esports. Like, you have kind of winning top, winning bot. It doesn't feel like you need to make these invades sometimes.
Yep.
And Tian has got caught out in the past. It's not like this is the first time we've seen it. It's just the top esports have been able to bring it back. Still feels like at least you have some opportunities to do that with, you know, Wayward having that 10 CS lead on the top side. And if you can start to play around JackeyLove and Mark as Tian, then you can maybe look for dives and plays around that bot lane. But you just have to be so careful. Top esports, though, do start off the Rift Herald knowing that they've got control from Wayward in that top lane. So there's not a huge amount that IG can do, especially with you.
Okay, Shun's playing a different game. He's playing hide and seek. Tian's going to try and find him now. As Herald goes down, it looks like Shun has picked a hiding spot on the bottom side of the map, but he sees him. There's a ward there, and that's kind of cheating. Hide and seek with vision control is not really the same game. And as he spotted out the bottom side, pings are coming down. Wink and Lucas both have ultimate available, and as top esports move down, it's Shun who's defending his 2v2.
But look, it's a split map. Knight is trying to draw that attention down to the bot side. But
All right.
Tian's top.
A 1v1, he flashes, he interrupts. Zika in trouble, leap strike, and there's another blow. Wayward getting close, but there was no second counter-strike available. Zika out with all his sums, while IG trade the bottom side. At least a close affair.
Oh, so close for Wayward. It actually looked like he might have been able to get it, but now IG, knowing that there's two members top, are going to be able to steal away more of Tian's jungle on the spot side. And slowly but surely, Shun is starting to get this lead in the jungle just from the CS and just from the fact that he has that pressure from his lanes. But Zika...
Round two, Dagda, let's go. Counter-strike comes through, and Tian now has the Heartbreaker available. Zika, it's all about the hook shot, walk shot to get out of this. The root down, locks onto Wayward, two-man, Hextech ultimatum, doesn't need the turret for now.
Oh, no.
Tian running away, the burn takes him down, but Zika acting like the better top laner in this game.
And it ain't done, Hysterics. Yuekai is here. Spirit rushes forward.
Flash charm, doesn't even have vision, just knows he's going to be there. Tian cancels the back, and now for Yuekai, the Spirit Rush needs to come through the Orb of Deception. Invictus Gaming are as bold as ever.
They have consistently shut down every play the top esports has tried to make. You just have the outplay from Zika in the top side. Yuekai's there on cleanup duty. Again, it's these plays that top esports are trying to make that IG are shutting away. And don't forget, like, this isn't just this top lane play. Like, on the minimap, they are clearing out that bot lane of top, or that bot jungle of top esports as well. But Zika, this was so well played. Like, getting the knockback on the Hextech ultimatum forces Tian out of the picture, and just very messy. Tian not able to connect with the Maw to begin with to get that stun, but Yuekai's here as well to help finish him off. You don't get that quick reset with the Rift Trail.
No, you don't. A nice kill for Yuekai, making number 3 here. And the early game continues to propel. 1k gold lead here for IG, but look at the solo laners, Dagda. Look how far ahead they are. And side lane's going to be a real threat. I mean, we're going to have a Camille with an early Trinity Force, it looks like. Or maybe, no, excuse me. It is going to be the Divine Sunderer. But at the very least, those Mythics are coming through soon. They've already got a Dragon. They've got a Herald to go up against. But they should have the next couple of objectives under their wing. And it feels like IG's bottom lane are the only lane that's suffering because top esports want something on the other side of the map.
And it's kind of sad because Wayward had actually been doing a good job of like keeping himself in check, having that control in the split push matchup, but no longer the case with those 2 kills going across. Top esports now trying to double down in this bot lane, but IG starting to move down. So esports won't get the terror, they'll back away, but at least it's some gold into JackeyLove.
That Ahri from KDA, not that bad. Yuekai with a charm. Unfortunately, Mark apparently not a fan. Look, top side. Oh, a good little counter-strike again. Wayward has stopped him as Hextech ultimatum is available, but he doesn't want to be in the pit with that man. IG's bottom lane, though, this is going to be the response as top esports want to dive.
Oh, no,
Here comes the glamour. Lucas puts on the sunnies, and boy, does he look hot right now. Derek Zoolander walks into the rift, and Invictus Gaming are running down that catwalk. As in the top side, it continues. The outplay with the ignite. Zika and Wayward getting low. Hook shot, wall shot, what's it gonna be? Wayward out, and blood is splattering over the screen.
It's all over the place, Hysterics. Wayward will manage to get control of this top lane once more, but on the bot side, that was a disaster. That was an absolute mess. And words that I'm not going to say on broadcast for top esports, because Mark whiffs the hook, which completely based JackeyLove into that bot lane play. Jackie was like, oh, yep, Mark's got this hook. I've seen Nautilus hitbox before. That means that as soon as you throw it out, it connects. But it doesn't. And it means that JackeyLove ends up tanking tower aggro. And the entire play goes completely awry in that bot lane for top esports.
Are you ready, Dagda? You know the timing on replays. Here we go. Run us through again how much top esports tried for this one.
I'm so sad. It's even worse than the replay. Just Mark completely whiffing on the hook. And JackeyLove, there's that, like, you know there's that moment where he just goes, oh, I regret this so much. I regret everything. He's already launched himself in, and just as that hook is wide. But again, Wayward, I mean, he just gets a double kill in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, he does. It was actually one, I think, Dagda, but what you saw was Knight coming in with the Shadow Surge landing perfectly. The top esports in the bottom of our screen do get one, but we come back to live where at the 14-minute mark just about, IG have a 2k gold lead. Dagda, they pulled out so much gold in the early stages. Wink has gotten through a laning phase against the Tristana, and Yuekai is 4-0-2 with an Everfrost. Wayward is going to be the one matching here with a 40 CS gap, and it's great, Dagda. But for top esports, they are still vigorously behind in a game that you wanted to see them get ahead early.
Yeah, the only way that top esports win this now is trying to play around Wayward. Like, trying to make sure that they can set up for this kind of 1-4 push, but that is incredibly hard when you're behind like this, because IG, they're going to win team fights. Like, they're just too far ahead. Yuekai is massive. Wink hasn't been put under lock, and you've got Shun who's just going to be this big engage tool for them, even getting that big lead in the jungle as well. So, for IG, it becomes a case of trying to play for these objectives. Unfortunately for them, though, fortunately for them, they have 2 dragons at this stage, which is going to work out well. They've also got the opportunity now to run up towards Rift Herald, which is going to make it a little bit easier for them to start to get these towers. Like, impose restrictions on top esports. Like, deny them vision control in that river. Deny them access to most of the map. And then you can try and play your style. But top esports trying to see if they can steal away that Rift Herald before IG can get there. And looks like with the resets, it should be it.
It's sneaky, right? Because there's less mythics on the side of top esports. IG feeling a bit strong here, and as it gets done, now here comes the contest, the onslaught of shadows with the cosmic radiance once again. Zoolander does it so damn well. Yuekai getting resets as well. The spirit rush is going to become a spirit disaster if top esports stick around. Thanks for the herald, says Shun, and once again IG are laughing.
Yeah, Tian now 1-5, and not going so hot for him in this jungle, and you just get to plunk it down straight away in mid if you want, but honestly, I think you hold on to this. Like, you don't need the Rift Herald right now to take this mid lane turret, so you can hold on to that, keep some pressure elsewhere, could have drawn members of top esports around the map, and play Puppet Master with where you want to get that priority. This is IG doing so damn well. Like, not only is it them kind of making proactive plays, but everything the top esports are trying to do, IG is just shutting down.
When they're on the wall. This is a team that will get eliminated if they lose to top esports today. They need every single game, and IG playing like this, and Dagda, the Lucas Taric is having so much value this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is where, once you get ahead with this combo, it's so difficult to do. The Cosmic Radiance is going to make you all absolutely vulnerable. You're a short-range comp that is all jumping in together, so you're going to get a lot of value by default out of that, because, as you can see, like, Shun, he spreads that Cosmic Radiance one direction, Lucas just stands next to Wink in the other direction alongside Yuekai, and who do you actually auto-attack here as top esports? How do you get your damage off? It's just not there. And again now, IG, they're the ones in the driver's seat, and Wayward won't be able to try and continue to play through these side lanes because they just won't have the opportunity. He's coming mid, though.
Yeah, he's trying to group up, and further to your point, right, has to start influencing the rest of this top esports map. We are onto one item mythics for TES across the board, bar supports, but we're well and truly on the way to second items here for IG. Wink has got himself the Tiamat. And there's just that extra access to damage right now in the game, Dagda. 2 dragons picked up as well, a 3k gold lead just about. And we've still got a herald for Shun to put down, so open up the side lanes here, let your Camille do a bit more of the talking, and make top esports uncomfortable. Maybe not important. Shadow Surge, everything misses, actually. The jump from Lucas, top esports are now in a choke. I'm concerned. Wink is here by himself. Cosmic Radiance not available. They've picked the window, but it's so messy. Yuekai running in. Onslaught does wonders as well. This fight is not for the faint-hearted. If you don't like fiestas, put your phone, put your computer down. Yuekai trying to take down Wayward. He gets him, and bloody hell, Dagda. I don't know how you say a good thing about that one.
I think we need to start bringing out like things like the Rise, Annie, these like point and click abilities, because that's 0-2 from our unimportant hooks landed, and even Knight with the Shadow Surge. That was just brutal. Now here's that Rift Herald that we talked about being held on for later. Mid lane turret will go down. Should get the charge, I believe, onto the Nexus, or sorry, the inhibitor, but actually JackeyLove could be here to stop that. My God, this is a messy game from top east.
My God, I love it and hate it. It's a disaster that you have to watch, but you also think, I could probably go make a salad or something right now. Dagda, let's have a look again, because Mark and Knight are just all over the place.
And this is the thing, we know top esports are good. They're like on a 7-win streak, but it was not playing like this. It was not being this messy. Even there you see JackeyLove flashing in to try and finish the kill, which sets up Zika then for the easy hexacle ultimatum. And oh God, it all just falls apart so damn quickly. And again, it's funny because the person who's trying his damnedest here is Wayward. Like, he spent so long in the pit here with Yuekai, dodges so many spells, trying to see if he can carry the fight, but there's just nothing that they can do. Top Esports, they'd already whiffed everything.
They're on a 7-win streak. Top Esports are on a 7-win streak.
Yeah.
This team literally beat Wayward Gaming, LNG, BLG, EDG. These are our top teams. They beat JDG. And they took a game off of V5. I don't know. Top Esports, the enigma of the LPL, apparently. 5k gold down, and Dagda, maybe it's just because IG are ballers.
No, it all makes sense.
What?
JackeyLove is looking across at IG and goes,
Oh.
always? Always.
Always.
JackeyLove is trying to keep IG's hopes of playoffs alive. You never look back. When you've been a world champion with a team, how are you supposed to turn your back and knock them out of playoffs?
That's it, dude. They're already locked in, Dagda. There's got to be some shared love, you know. And knowing JackeyLove as well, like, you know, being serious for a moment, like, JackeyLove is the kind of player that can throw Hail Marys. And to be fair, this game, Mark has been something else. You know, Mark has had a couple of issues, let's be real. And I feel like JackeyLove has been going ahead with the calls and getting baited in. But we know that he can be 0 or 100. And this game, unfortunately, feels like he's been dragged alongside 0 because Top Esports, with such a gold discrepancy, Dagda, we're going to have to wait a while before some of those conditions you talked about are even relevant. But will the game still be going?
So the funny thing about Mark is, I actually used to have it in my notes that Mark would be the big engage tool for BLG. But sometimes he would just completely, well, like a majority of the time, even on like things like Leon and that, his engages were pretty terrible, and that's why they like really struggle to get the ball down. I just deleted that from my notes the other day because, like, no, Mark is actually doing a really good job.
Oh, no.
I may have to slap that back in. It's Top Esports now and mounting on to Baron.
I mean, if they flip, this is a way for Top Esports to get back in. Spirit Rush used, and Tian's dead. Cosmic Radiance again. IG, I thought, nah, you're going to burger flip, but dude, they're having no fast food today.
The IG are well aware of how far ahead they are. They can so easily turn with the tools that they have. And a 20-minute Baron is nothing to them. Yuekai even looking for Wayward here in this top side.
And he's doing so much damage. Charm after the fact. Wayward's head's in his hands. Of course it is. The only real member of this game of Top Esports is Mr. Wayward up in the top lane. And it's hard to see what they could do, Dagda, because IG now have Baron. They've got 7,000 gold. Replay again, because this turn was absolutely slick.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways to turn here as IG. Yuekai there, he's got the charm. You got Zika, who could just go in with that big onslaught of shadows. Like, even if Lucas wanted to, he can try and, like, flash engage as well. Like, there's so many different. Now, Yuekai against Wayward.
He's trying, but Yuekai's doing so much damage. He has a Cosmic Drive and a needlessly large rod, which is still a very funny name for an item. Wayward's going to get burnt down here. 7th kill, 7th assist. Yuekai, it's all about him this game on the Ahri that he decided to blind up into night.
Yeah, I mean, this has just been non-stop for the IG side. Like, they turn around that early play from Tian. He tries to do it again. They turn around. And this was just that slow, steady decline into, well, the hole that Top Esports have dug for themselves. I really don't know why they kind of saw this, though, because, like, even when we were talking about in the early stages, like, Tian, just play on bot side. Get the tools to JackeyLove to start to, like, play through this good matchup for himself. We already saw Wayward is an absolute beast when he gets this counter matchup, like, bodying Zika for a lot of this early stages. But now, because of the mistakes coming through from Tian, a little bit from Knight as well, this whole game has got completely out of control for...
You just can't do anything, Dagda. And, you know, even Wayward, like, right now, looking so hard for him to find a successful lane to start pushing Yuekai's over the wall. Oh, hi, Mark. He's going to go golden, Dagda, but I feel like it's time for him to die. He's over, he's safe. The Shadow Surge, the turnaround. A good multi-man fear, but do they have enough damage? Tian with a quick reset, but Zika once again joins in. Top Esports defended. Somehow they didn't die against this Baron. The Shadow Surge again. Something tells me it won't be followed.
But nice job for Top Esports at least. IG took a fight in a really wonky spot for them where they weren't actually able to progress onto the back line correctly. You can see that, like, Shun, even with the onslaught of shadows, had to stay on his own side of the wall. So for Knight, for JackeyLove, they were kind of just free hitting over the wall without really worrying about IG's front line hitting them back. So at least there, Top Esports get one.
Yeah.
Baron will go out after this last wave, so we won't see much Baron. They get to hold on to a lot of their key structures in their base, even if the tier 2s have gone down. But, I mean, a minute now until this next dragon. Look at the items that have been picked up by IG.
Oh,
you compare that to what's across the top esports side, like, you just don't have enough power to fight back here.
Zeke is just showing that on our screen, right? You've got a Dragon Soul in 40 seconds. Wayward joins in mid, top. I mean, pick a wave right now here for Yuekai, who teleported in after the fact. IG are walking in enemy territory. Shun doesn't care, but top esports are waiting. Might come down to Mark, but he's already out of the play as they pick one. And there again is a Cosmic Radiance. Lucas is smurfing on this pick as the Everfrost slow down this Jax. IG on the chase. They want blood. They want this game to end. And Zika wants revenge for the laning phase. Another kill goes down as JackeyLove still free hitting, but does he do enough damage? Of course he doesn't. Winks a Zeri, gap closing in his nature. JackeyLove flies with a rocket jump before Shun can catch him. 4 members dead, Dagda. I think we packed this one up.
I mean, this was long packed a while ago. IG, they're already at the picnic with their packed lunch. They're taking down this tower. You've got Shun who's about to finish off the Ocean Soul. You got Wave in mid that JackeyLove's trying to deal with. And Wink, feeling like maybe he doesn't want to try and aggress on towards the inhibitor turrets just yet. They're going to, savor a nice all day this week.
Okay, JackeyLove versus Wink. Are you guys going to question who wins it out? I think JackeyLove knew the answer. 2 items versus 2 and a bit. A big difference here is Ocean Soul's given over. And Dagda, speaking of this one being a packed lunch, I had duck salami the other day. Didn't know it existed, but it was absolutely sick.
That does that. Wait, sick is in good?
No, yeah, good sick. Like fully sick. Fully sick.
Yeah. I mean, that actually sounds really tasty.
It was nice. It was tender.
Yeah. I remember I only got introduced when we were over in Shanghai to the, when you get the duck skin and then you dip it in the sugar. I never knew that was a thing until we were in. Well, you brought us that.
Well, hang on. You're not talking about duck blood, are you? A lot of our Western viewers are going to be a little bit stranged out by this.
But see, I don't know if the UK and Irish will, because we already eat black pudding, which is so
yeah.
it's kind of just like another step up. Yeah, duck blood for hot pot was absolutely.
Oh, I mean that people get freaked out at that, but it's pig's blood or duck blood. Which, if there's any vegetarians, vegans in the chat, I do apologize. However, it was tasty.
For all the vampires.
Oh, I could feel myself leveling up. It's like in League of Legends when you get your mythic. That's what happens when you eat a lot of duck blood. You just get more in your system.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've been eating, black pudding, which is basically pork or beef.
That's right.
For years. It's super, super tasty. But, yeah, no, the fat from the duck dipped in that sugar.
Yeah,
I introduced it to my family back home. I was like, this is actually incredible. It's so tasty.
It's dangerous. There's a lot of stuff in hot pot or anything like, I think we had pork knuckles at some point in Shanghai when we were there. That was a while ago. We haven't been in Shanghai for a while, actually. But it's dangerous, dangerous on the belly, and can't have any of that. Dagda trying to lose weight. Duck salami was a nice indulgence for once.
Oh, I don't know. Have we told people about where you're going to be in, like?
Are we allowed to? Oh, okay. Leave it as a teaser for now. Where am I going to be, Dagda? Well, for now, I'm going to be in front of the Baron. Because for top esports, it's going to be interesting to see if they can get nearby. Tian's running ahead. IG on the edge of the pit, turning for the fight. Cosmic Radiance coming through, and everybody's touched by it. Knight now in the middle of no man's land, and he takes a shell casing to the face as Tian still wants to steal, but he won't get there in time. He's feared. He's about to be trialed for murder, and unfortunately, the jury has found Tian guilty. As he goes golden, he gets away in a small getaway car, but the police pile up and throw him into the swamp.
Yeah, I love the juggle from IG on that Baron, as well as like Shun running around and back and forth, be like, all right, give me my time, I'm ready, let me out, coach. And then as soon as Lucas makes his way back into the pit, Shun is straight out of the pit to finish off everyone. IG punish top esports, and now they will take the game.
Easily, Dagda. You got to put out, it was easily done. That IG walked over top esports. This used to be such an exciting matchup, but IG saying, no, nothing's changed. We're the favorites. And a 1